2 years ago, I quit my job in Boston and moved to Paris. Since then, my friends and family have often asked me, was it worth it? So in this video, I want to share my honest experience with you, the good, the bad, and everything in between. So if you're thinking about making a big move like this, or just by thinking about moving to France, I hope this gives you a real sense of what it's truly like. And by the end of this video, you'll have a better idea of what to expect, the ups and downs, and some handy tips to get ready and maybe even help you figure out if making a move like this could be right for you. And by the way, if we haven't met yet, I'm Precious and I've lived in 4 different countries over the past few years, and just like anyone, I'm still figuring it out. I started this channel for anyone navigating a new chapter. Whether you're moving, changing careers, or just trying to hold it together, you're not alone and you're so welcome here. Our life in the US was in many ways beautiful and memorable. We had built a close-knit community through CrossFit. We made deep friendships that up until now we still cherish. And we found a rhythm that felt both independent and fulfilling. And I had just reached a point in my career that felt really rewarding. I was working in management role, I was earning a good salary, I had a great team, I genuinely loved my job, and it felt like I had finally found my place professionally. But then something unexpected happened.
Breaking news here at noontime. These are live pictures from Sky Eye over Newburyport. A worker remains missing after a violent explosion at a pharmaceutical plant there.
My husband's company, a pharmaceutical firm in Massachusetts, experienced a serious accident. There was an explosion at one of their production sites. Thankfully, he wasn't there when it happened, but sadly, one person lost their life and a few others were injured. And it was really a difficult time for everyone in his company. In the months that followed, the company made the difficult decision to shut down the entire site, and just like that, everything shifted. The thing is, his work visa was tied to that job and mine was tied to his. So when the site closed, it meant both of our visas would eventually expire. And then we suddenly found ourselves in this uncertain something slower, more intentional. As for my husband, moving back to France just made sense. It's his home, he's French, and the healthcare system felt more reassuring. And since we're leaning toward a better quality life, France just felt right for us. So eventually we decided to let go of stability, leave behind what we knew, and start fresh. And so we thought, why not move to Paris? So it was winter of 2023. We arrived in Paris, the city of love, the Tour Eiffel, the fresh baguette, and the croissant. Why am I speaking like this? It sounds incredibly romantic, doesn't it? But honestly, it didn't feel like a dream. Well, not in the exact moment anyway. Because we spent the entire holiday season apartment hunting, buying house items for a new apartment, doing French admin, processing my visa, and all those things. So yeah, that wasn't fun. But we got incredibly lucky because after a month of searching for an apartment, we finally found our place. We moved into our little apartment outside Paris just in time for the new year. So for me, it was the beginning of something new, a new chapter, a new country. And even though I was exhausted, we were exhausted, I was filled with hope and I was excited. Let's go back to the story. Okay, now let's talk about the juicy part. Let's talk about money, something that no one's really prepares you for. Okay, so I get this question a lot. Is France cheaper than the US? And honestly, it depends. Paris is so expensive, especially in 2025. For example, a furnished one bedroom apartment around 40 square meters in central Paris can cost between 1,500 to 2,500 euros a month, especially in popular neighborhoods like Le Marais or the 1st, the 6th, and the 8th districts. For us, we lived in the Paris suburbs, so in a one bedroom apartment, and I think it was about 50 square meters. It was fully furnished, by the way, so we were paying 1,000 euros a month. The heat and water aren't included, so utilities add another 150 to 200 euros monthly. Back in the US, we paid $2,100 for a two bedroom with heat and hot water included. By the way, our rent was cheaper if you're wondering because we lived outside Boston. Electricity was extra, so it was about $80 to $130 a month depending on the season. And I also realized that groceries are pretty similar here. In the US, we spend about $400 to $500. And here in France, we've been spending around 400 to 500 euros monthly. Eating out, healthcare, and public transport tend to be cheaper in France, but gas, clothes, and electronics can cost more than in the US. But keep in mind, though, that utilities and other costs can vary with the season and usage. It's funny because I used to compare prices a lot before, but now I realize it's not that useful, especially since the quality of food and ingredients here is definitely better. So, is living in France cheaper? Well, my friend, yes and no. It depends on where and how you choose to live. It's a new currency, a new budget to figure out, and your lifestyle might shift a bit. So give yourself the time. Well, that's what I did. I gave myself the time. It took a little while for me to get comfortable and understand my monthly expenses, but I got the hang of it eventually. And honestly, once you do, it starts to feel less overwhelming and more like your new normal. So that was just a glimpse into the initial realities of moving to France. From the unexpected reasons why we left, to navigating French bureaucracy and figuring out the cost of living. I know it's a lot to take in, and I truly hope this helped you in some way, even if you're not planning a move to France, or maybe you're about to move abroad. The early days can really feel overwhelming, whether you're doing it alone or with someone. But once you get through it, it does feel like you're starting over on beginning a whole new life. And this is just the beginning of the journey, and my journey has just started. So in the next video, I'll reveal the honest truth about starting over here in France, the challenges of learning a new language, navigating loneliness, and culture shock. And I will also share what it was like finding a job, did I find one right away, and how I slowly adjusted to this new life. And finally, I will answer the big question, after almost 2 years, was it all worth it? So if that sounds like something you want to hear, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss part 2. It's coming up pretty soon. And if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful or just enjoyed following along, please give it a like. It really helps the channel to grow. Also, if there's a specific topic about France in general or anything else you'd like me to cover about my journey, just drop it in the comment section. I read everything and I'd love to hear what you're curious about. More videos are coming soon and I'll see you in part 2.